So you can begin by standing, lifting up your right leg and hugging it in towards your chest. If this is too much of a stretch for your balance, then go and find a wall, stand near it, and you can take your other hand and rest it upon the wall to help you balance. Bringing your attention to your breath. Exhaling the leg back down. Lifting your left leg up. Hugging your leg in towards your body. Finding a focus point for your gaze, something that isn't moving, that you can keep your eyes on to help keep you steady. Exhaling, bringing your leg down. Shaking it out for a second, shaking your hands, your legs, your hips. It looks very cool and it's really good for you. Now we're going to lift up our right leg again, but this time holding our foot behind us. So you can use one hand or both hands to hold your foot. Bringing your foot towards your sit bones. Keeping your attention on that drishti, that focus point for your gaze. Bringing your right foot down and then lifting your left foot up. Bringing your left foot towards your sit bones. Keeping the standing leg straight. Bringing your awareness to your posture. And as you exhale, allowing that leg to come down. Inhaling, reaching your arms up overhead. Exhaling, coming into forward fold. Inhaling, coming up halfway, flat back. Exhaling, folding deeper. Allowing your head and neck to be loose. Allowing your arms to relax as far down as feels comfortable for you. Inhaling up halfway, flat back again. Exhaling, folding even deeper. Folding forwards, but still trying to keep length through our spine. Inhaling, coming up all the way, reaching up overhead. Exhaling, the hands come through the center line of your body to your heart center. Enjoy being on both feet, enjoy being stable, and then making your way down to the ground, legs out in front of you. So we can begin by warming up our ankles, rotating them round in a clockwise direction. Moving them round in an anti-clockwise direction, really trying to feel the maximum amount of articulation through these joints. Separating our legs and then allowing our feet to move in opposite directions. Sitting up straight and then pointing your toes as far as you can, pointing. And then flexing your toes, drawing the toes towards your body. Exhaling, pointing the toes. Taking a few more rotations of your ankles just to work through any final clicky spots, creating as much warmth and openness through your ankle joints as possible before you come to sit on your heels. So we're going to be coming to Thunderbolt Pose, Vajrasana. And we're going to be playing with several different variations of this. So the first variation is that we can fold our toes over and sit on our heels. So we're in quite a high stance here. Now if this is too much for your ankles, for your toes, or for your knees, you can place blocks underneath your sit bones. This could also be cushions, pillows. If you've got something around the house, that would be just fine. But the key thing is filling that gap in order to give more support for your body if you need to. So variation number 1, our toes are bent. We're going to exhale, coming down to child's pose, allowing all the weight to come out of our ankles and our toes, focusing on this feeling of relaxation through the body. So coming up from child's pose, bringing your knees back towards the center of your mat, we can come back into Vajrasana. So we have the option of returning to the previous variation, sitting on our heels but with our toes bent. Or we have the option of sitting on our heels without the toes bent. So this time our toes are lying flat upon the mat, tops facing down. We can bring our hands to our heart center in prayer pose. Or if this is all too much, we can stay with the variation that we started with the blocks or the cushions underneath your hips. If you have any ongoing knee issues, then this pose might not feel so good for you. So feel free to come into any other seated position that works for you. Bring your hands to your heart center and use it as a meditation. Exhaling, we come down into child's pose, taking at least 3 deep breaths here. Inhaling, bringing our knees back to center. This time we have the option of coming to another variation of Vajrasana. So this time we can bring our right foot, so we bring the top of our right foot over the sole of our left foot. So this time we're sitting upon our crossed feet. You're sitting on your heels, and the key to this variation is really centering your weight so that all of the parts of your body that are touching the floor, your weight is divided across all of those parts. Instead of leaning to one side, which is the tendency, find balance across all of the areas of your body that are touching the floor. Exhaling, uncrossing your feet, spreading your knees, coming down to child's pose. Inhaling, coming back, bringing your knees to the center. This time we cross the other way, so bringing the left foot on top of the right. So the top of your left foot is nestled into the arch of your right foot. You're sitting on your heels. Your hands are at your heart center, and you can focus on your breath. It's equally valid to use any of the previous variations. Some people find this is too hard for their ankles or too hard for their knees. So find the variation that works for you. Exhaling, moving round to the side and bringing your legs out in front of you. Inhaling and stretching through your spine. Exhaling and folding over into forward fold. Moving this fold with your breath, inhaling and lengthening your spine. Exhaling and folding over. Inhaling, coming back up to sitting. You can bend your knees and come to lie down. We can stay in this position with the feet wide, the knees drop together, or we can allow our legs to lie down upon the mat. Whichever variation you're doing, keep your palms facing up. Bring your attention to your breath and give yourself at least a minute, but really as long as you like, as long as feels good to you, in this Shavasana, in this rest pose. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you're enjoying these videos, make sure you subscribe. I hope that you have an amazing day ahead. Big love and namaste.